Okay, I'm going to be tying a chironomid pattern. I'm using black thread, just sewing thread, using a white piece of foam for the head, and then I'm going to be using red tinsel. And it's all going to be on a size 12 nymph hook. So, first thing you want to do is put your thread on. You could use smaller thread so it doesn't get quite as bulky, but for what this is, I'm really fine using this sewing thread. Okay, first thing we're going to do is tie in the tinsel. It's got a piece of red tinsel. And tie it on all the way back. Okay, and then start wrapping your thread all the way up towards the front of the hook. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to tie in your white foam post. So what this does, this imitates the bubble that the chironomids get whenever they're trying to elevate towards the surface. And a lot of people use beads or so go ahead and cut it off so your whole fly is not overly big with the foam. But the white just imitates that bubble that they get whenever they're floating up towards the surface. How you fish this with the with this foam is it keeps it off of the bottom, so you can fish it with a sinking line and just lay that sucker right there on the bottom of the lake, and the foam's gonna keep it elevated so that you don't have to worry about getting tangled up. And you can wrap your you can have your chironomid be as close to the bottom as you want. So if the weeds are sitting like 5 feet off the bottom, well, you don't have to go clear 5 feet to the bottom. You can set it to be 2 feet above that. So if the fish are laying on the bottom, especially with summer, you can fish it accordingly. And then you're going to wrap your tinsel evenly up the hook. Doesn't have to be perfectly even. Up to about right there. You're going to tie that off. Okay, once that's tied off, you can cut it. I mean, essentially, you're done with this fly. It's pretty straightforward and simple. That red flash just kind of segments it and gives it a little bit of flash to attract the fish a little bit better. I like to kind of build up the thread towards the head of the chironomid, because that just gives it more of a head. And then tie off your fly, because you are done. Super simple fly to tie, really effective. And if there's a merger hatch or a chironomid hatch going on and you see some midges surfacing, you could actually float this on put this on a floating line with a couple, like, I don't know, do a floating line with 3 flies and have this one as the lead fly, so that all the other chironomids will sink under it and you'll act as like a bobber too. Or you can do a washing line technique where this is the point fly, and then you have 2 other flies in between you and the point fly, and it keeps them all really close to the surface. So if they are feeding at the surface, the washing line is pretty effective. Then finish it off with some head cement, and you are done. And that will catch a fish, and it will float it, keep it off the bottom. It's something different. And if you don't like the foam to be that long at the front, you can just snip it off to whatever length you want. And really, you are done. That's it. Thanks for watching.